hang time edition of State Champs at the State Finals. And we have got my man TJ Kelly to Julius Kelly here, who has been witnessing all of the extravaganzas that have been taking place throughout the first two games. So we just wanted to give you a quick kind of TJ's takes on the first two results of the Division IV and the Division I state championship. Let's start with what took place this morning. And, it wasn't the prettiest game, but in the end, Detroit Douglas found a way, representing the Detroit PSL, the only team here from the PSL, and getting it done and winning the first state title.
Hey, a fantastic job by Pierre Brooks. Only scored 15 points, and when I say only, because that's less than half of the 30 that he's usually scoring. But you talk about coming up with some big-time assists. You talk about a huge block on Brady Titus that really kind of sealed the deal for Detroit Douglas and kind of definitely set the tone for the rest of the game. Javante Randall, their 6'10 senior, scored another 15 points. Really did a good job of handling the boards. Could they have been a little bit more efficient as far as putbacks? Without a doubt. And hats off to Wyoming Tri-Unity Christians 2022 guard Brady Titus. Hey, he might only be 5'8", he might only be 5'9", but he was absolutely phenomenal in the loss for Tri-Unity Christian. There's a strong chance that he winds up making it back, and as long as you've got Coach Keeler on the bench or coaching the Ventures, then yeah, they've definitely got an opportunity to be back.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is not their first rodeo, nor will it be their last. Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian, a history of excellence and consistency in terms of being one of the top small school programs in the state. But congratulations to the Hurricanes, to Pierre Brooks, the first, and Pierre Brooks, the second, both celebrating title. And now we go into the Division I game. My most heavily anticipated matchup for the state finals. Obviously, we do a lot of coverage in Division I. We cover all of it. Actually, right now, they're just getting ready for the Division III game, which is
Flint Beecher and Iron Mountain,
which is going to be a fantastic game. So we are looking forward to that. But, boy, I tell you, if we had 5 more minutes, the outcome may have been different. Both teams, Ann Arbor Huron and Grand Blanc, locked it up defensively. Both teams getting after it. Huron got into foul trouble. Didn't help them. However, they're so deep. Really doesn't matter which 5 are on the floor. But Grand Blanc, you got to give them credit. They hit their shots when they needed to. They hit their free throws when they needed to. And Ty Rogers, another type of performer that is just very, very special.
Yes. Similar to Pierre, he didn't really need to do a lot of scoring in this game to bring his presence, if I can say. Just so athletic, hitting the boards, a great passer, one of the most underrated passers at 6'5" or 5'9" or 6'10". It doesn't matter. It could say 6'9" because here we are in Michigan State, and you've got Irvin Johnson, Magic Johnson. I will digress though. We'll let one thing happen before we go that far. But yeah, Ty Rogers was absolutely phenomenal as far as just being able to hit the boards, making the right plays, just being an efficient player. Also, hats off to R.J. Taylor. Unbelievable sophomore point guard.
Basketball family.
Yes, a basketball family. His dad, Bob Taylor, was actually an assistant, or actually the head coach at Northwood University when current Grand Blanc coach Mike Thomas was an assistant. Yep. So a lot of
sisters play.
Yeah, and his sisters play. I think RJ was probably the worst player
at Thanksgiving
at the dinner table, without a doubt. Maybe up until last year or so. But yeah, RJ was just a lot of poise. One thing that impressed me about RJ is Huron came out with a trap to start the game and immediately caused a turnover. They only had 5 more the rest of the game. And you talk about only when you could keep the turnovers down to only 6 for an entire game. I don't care what level that is, whether it be NBA, overseas, Division III, Division II, Division I. You are going to have success the vast majority of the time. While Grand Blanc lost the rebounding battle, it was those eight different differential of 8 turnovers, which really helped Grand Blanc. And Tamonte Boyd what more could be said about him? Just as he wasn't the most known guy on the team, but he definitely stepped up. Had a double-digit game, hit some big shots when it was needed. And hats off to Mike Thomas. I mean, his third championship. He's now 7 of 8 at the Breslin, and we will see how much further that goes on as Ty Rogers and R.J. Taylor will be back next year, as well as Amonte Allen Johnson.
Yeah, Coach won a couple state titles with Kalamazoo Central. Those who remember back in 2010, 2011, one of those against Ann Arbor Huron, which was, I thought, quite unique. But yes, he is welcome in that community. As he said, taking him away from golf and up-and-coming football program, he wants to make that a basketball city. And right now he's doing a heck of a job in doing that. As we wrap this conversation, we didn't really – we loved Grand Blanc. We talked about Grand Blancs. You had them in your rankings. But in the end, I think sometimes we don't realize, we think, oh, maybe they're, a year away. But they were absolutely, considering they had to go through Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Forest Hills Northern, and then Ann Arbor Huron. There's no question this is the best team in the state right now.
Well, without a doubt, and very well deserved of holding the big trophy at the end of the game. And they will be able to go in the history books forever. The only thing that I think that Grand Blanc would have liked more is if Flint Carman Ainsworth were to beat Flushing so they could avenge that other loss, because they did wind up beating Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
They lost to earlier.
In what they lost to very early in the season, and then they wound up winning that game in the quarterfinals. Then you come along, and you know what, they've been able to, just out of grit, and guys are playing beyond their years. I think it was easy to say, oh yeah, they're going to be the team next year in 2022, but as fate has it, 2021 is it.
That's it. Bobcats reign for now. So that is TJ's take. That is getting – we are here, if you understand, we are in literally the bowels of the Breslin Center. There is no doubt about it. Concrete walls. This is where we do the press conferences after the games. And so this is kind of some unfettered access to what goes on here at the state finals. It's been great. And we'll do a couple more of these. And thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to get back out to the game. We got a good one coming up right now. Iron Mountain Flint Beecher.
And one thing about Mike Thomas talked about bringing Grand Blanc basketball into the fold as far as the 810 goes. Well, I'm sure Mike Williams right here,
there's a team out there
who played at Grand Blanc, who is going for his 6th championship over the last 12 years. That's absolutely phenomenal. So we can't forget the coaches. I don't know who the coach was at Grand Blanc, but he's got a pretty good one going here with Mike Williams in this Division III game.
No doubt. I can tell you right now, as soon as they saw Grand Blanc, they said, we're winning this one too. It's still Beecher that is representing this. So, all right, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching.